Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Good Egg, about a woman who desperately wants to have a baby, so she needs to borrow an egg from another woman. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. I know, Joe. Books 1 through 13. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So, she wants to have a baby. And then one day, she happens upon this younger woman who's being mugged by two guys. And she somehow saves her. And in return, she vows to give her the egg or eggs she needs so she can have a baby and be pregnant. So, however, the young girl she's getting the eggs from, she's into something, and she ends up getting kidnapped by her friends, and they both get kidnapped, and then they both have to escape. It's a wacky comedy. It's bullets, bodies, and babies, or babies, bullets, and bodies. Her clock is ticking. Her days are numbered. So she gets into some trouble because the young girl she's going to use as a baby donator is in trouble. There's another scene with her husband trying to stop a male stripper for some reason. He's covered in grease or covered in oil and he can't grab him. And then the cops show up in one scene. So it's a wacky comedy. You know, normally this would have been a low-budget hotel rom-com kind of movie, but they seem to put a little extra effort into it, I'll say that. It seems pretty wacky. Seems pretty wacky. She looks a little familiar. She reminds me of the woman from Mad TV, but it's not her. Her comedic chops aren't tops, but they're pretty workable. I don't want to praise the movie too much. I don't think it's going to be the most hilarious movie I ever saw, but I think it'll be fairly watchable, you know? I mean, I gotta hand it to the guys who put it together. At least it's not the same boring hotel movie rom-com dealy. This is kind of what the Tina Fey, Amy Poehler movies should have been, I think. You know? Although maybe it would have been harder to sell because the young girl's Latina. I don't know. So first act, she's trying to have a baby. She goes to the doctor. She's talking to her friend. She gets insulted by a little girl. You know, it's middle-aged woman's thing. She wants to have a baby, and they're all like, "Well, you got to be realistic about this, or you got to spend a ton of money that you don't have." And then one day, she's coming back from the gym or whatever, and this young woman's being mugged. She helps her out, saves her life, and a woman says, I'll give you some eggs. I owe you. Right? So, second act, she's going to give her the eggs. And the problem solved, right? It turns out she's into a bunch of stuff. Not sure what, doesn't really go into it, but involves these two gangster-looking dudes. And they end up kidnapping them both. And then they have to escape, and wackiness ensues. So it's like it's a light movie. The kidnapping's not super serious. The husband gets involved somehow. Something to do with somebody owing money, I think. And then she's in trouble, and they're after her. But and these guys, they get all beaten up by women. Yeah, they're really tough gangsters there. And then in the end, what happens? I assume she gets to have a baby. So, it all work out at the end. And there's a wacky scene where he's trying to stop one of the male strippers. And he grabs him, but he's all covered in oil. He's too slippery. So, look. And then this is a funny bit where she tries to get a guy at a gas station mini mart's attention because she's being pursued. And he can't hear her because he's listening to music or doing a TikTok dance. And it's got bulletproof glass or whatever. So, you know, they're trying. They're trying. Let's see. Written and directed by Nicole Gomez Fisher. Okay. Doing all the heavy lifting there. Yara Martinez. Joel Johnstone, Andrea Londo. Don't know any of these actors at all. But okay. Okay. It doesn't look bad. Harlequin Film Productions. I mean, again, I don't mean to tell you to go out and see this. I mean, it does look, funny, like Wine Ant funny, but on that sort of metric, it's pretty good. I think if you go into it with your expectations not that high, it's pretty watchable. It'll be a wacky comedy with a few mild laughs, some crazy chases, some wackiness. Is it woke? I don't think it's woke. I didn't see any woke bits in it other than the fact all the main characters are women, but I mean, it's directed by a woman and it's about women and it's about a woman trying to get a baby. So what do you expect? So I think it would be watchable. I think if your girlfriend or your SO made you watch this, you'd be like, okay, it was all right. Yeah. So is there a write up? No. From Vertical Entertainment. I don't know where you'd see it. Probably on a streaming platform or, again, in a hotel. I mean, I would put this at the top of hotel movies. Like if I was stuck in a hotel, flipping around looking for a movie, and I started watching this, and then ended up watching the whole damn thing, I think I'd be pretty happy with my selection. I'd be like, that was pretty good for a free movie I saw in a hotel. So I say lower your expectations. I think you might be okay with this movie. It's called A Good Egg. Yeah, maybe check it out. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check me out at the Jersey Shore Vintage Show in Whiting, New Jersey, at the Fernwood Hall tomorrow. That's Saturday from 10 to 4. And then on Sunday, I'll be at Lucille's Country Cooking. That's Lucille's Luncheonette in Warren, New Jersey from 10 to 2. Come on out, get yourself some breakfast or brunch or whatever you like to eat. We'll have a good time. I'll sell you some Pineys. And that's it. We'll see you tomorrow.